Right, good morning. Thank you. I'd like to call the Skagit Board of Directors meeting to order, April 17th, 2024. Would you please join me in the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, Laura, if you could help me out with the roll call of members.
Commissioner Browning, Commissioner Janicki, Commissioner Wiesen,
Here.
Mayor Donovan,
Here.
Mayor Johnson,
Here.
Mayor Miller,
Here.
Mayor Aslett,
Here.
Councilmember Stavik,
Here.
Councilmember Vanderstoep, Colleen Kennedy, and Judy Jones.
I believe Councilmember Vanderstoep is online.
Can you hear us, Councilmember Vandersloot?
I did see his
Yeah.
name online.
Okay,
I'm currently on a flight to DC, so I'm gonna keep the communication to chat.
nice. Well, thanks for making that effort. We're marking you as present. Okay, so we've got a quorum. And next up is item 4. This is public comment. Do we have any written public comment? Any other public comment? Oh, Colleen, you want to speak now? Okay.
Because last month I wasn't able to answer my questions, I want to take the time to ask them today. I have some questions about how freely the taxpayers' money is being spent without question by the board. And I'm sure that these are all legitimate. I just have questions about them myself and I wasn't able to get answers. Check number 45786 to Express Services for a little over $1,000 for temporary help. Check number 1041 to Robert Hall International for almost $5,600 for temporary help. I'm just wondering I don't know if I can ask questions or just read what I have.
Well, go ahead and read what you have.
Okay.
I don't think you're going to get answered because certainly it's the first time I've heard about a specific check number. So, you know.
Well, they were in the financial thing.
Yeah.
I wrote through the
Yeah.
financial stuff that we got.
Oh, so in the for the February claims?
January's and February's.
Okay.
Because I wasn't able to ask questions last time.
Okay.
It was cut off.
Can you repeat the check numbers?
45786 to Express Services for temporary help. And check 1641 to Robert Half International for $5,584.32 for temporary help. So this check number 1641 was actually January's because that's a smaller number. Check number 45767 to Faster Asset Solutions for computer software for over $5,000. Check number 45809 to Remix Technologies for computer software for $36,000. Check number 45866 to Zendesk Inc. for computer software, almost $6,000. Check number 1601 to Abila Inc. for computer software for almost $18,000. And check number 1640 to Wright Systems for computer software for almost $29,000. So that totals over $93,000, almost $94,000 in 2 months for computer software. And that just seems like a lot for such a small company. Like I say, I just would like clarification. Check number 1611 to Convergent Technologies for $2,500 for badge security repair. What exactly is that? Another question I have that isn't financial is, for myself at least, I'm a visual learner, and the last few months, the CEO update thing hasn't been part of the packet. And I get kind of lost trying to listen. I'm not able to keep up with the listening of everything that you're going through. So for myself personally, I would just like it if it was part of the packet to be able to see because I try to pass things on to like the union members when I have union meetings, this was board highlights and stuff. And I'm afraid I've been missing it.
I posted on the board every,
The CEO
Actually-
updates?
yeah, Laura posted on the board for me after every board meeting.
The updates that you read?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I'll let them know that then. I didn't know that myself. Okay, awesome. And then just in conclusion, the last transit company that I worked for, I was hired as driver number 157. Skagit has as many supervisors as that company and more dispatchers. And that company was in service for 21 out of 24 hours a day. That's it.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
If you want to email those, just to make sure, and you can feel free to copy me on those emails of the questions about the check numbers. Because again, for the rest of the board, certainly when we send out the financials, that's a great time to comment or have, if you've got questions about anything on there. So we have time to answer them. Any other member of the public wish to comment? Looking online. No hands raised. Okay, we'll move on to item 5, our consent agenda. And again, hopefully you've had time to take a look at that and looking for any questions or a motion.
Just to comment on this, I mean, this is where you'd ask if the questions, if you have a particular question on a check, it's just, you bring it up and you say, hey, I want to pull bills and claims, and then we'll not vote on it, and you can talk about it before we vote on it again.
Yeah.
That's the process.
Thank you for that procedure. I should have mentioned that, but that's a good place to do it.
So I guess the only change here would be on this record of proceedings here. It has Steve Sexton that was present. That would be Bill Aslett for that last meeting on March 20th there.
Oh, that's a good catch. If that's what's in there, you can make that correction.
It says members present.
Yeah. Anything else? And so if I could get a motion with that correction.
Move to approve with the correction.
Okay, a motion by Mayor Donovan, a second by Councilmember Stavig to approve the consent agenda items A through D with the correction as mentioned. Any additional discussion? Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say no. Okay, motion carries. On to our full discussion and action items. Item 6A, approve van donation, and this is Crystal, I think.
Skagit Transit staff recently received a request from Skagit County government requesting the donation of a van for the purpose of transporting veterans from Skagit County to medical appointments in Everett and Seattle in partnership with the Veterans Affairs. Under Skagit Transit's fixed asset disposal policy number 085.010, the agency is allowed to do this under exception A, when the sale or other transfer is to another municipal corporation or government agency. Staff would like to donate vehicle 1018, a 2013 Dodge Grand Caravan to Skagit County government to help them meet the needs of veterans in Skagit County. The vehicle was slated to be decommissioned and sold at auction. Once this vehicle is transferred, Skagit Transit will have no further obligation to this vehicle. All future operating and maintenance and insurance costs will be covered by the Skagit County government. And for full disclosure, before I ask for the recommendation, the county has also so this is just a regular passenger vehicle. It's not an ADA accessible vehicle. They've also expressed an interest or a need for an ADA vehicle. We have some replacement vehicles that will be coming in June, July, August area timeframe, and we'd like to also donate an ADA accessible vehicle to them too. So in addition to this one, we will be coming back to the board sometime this summer or fall with the request to donate another vehicle. This one will be ADA accessible to the county to help veterans in Skagit County. That being said, staff recommend transferring vehicle 1018 to the Skagit County government. Estimated budget impact, vehicle's value is estimated at approximately $15,500. However, auction prices vary based on market conditions.
All right, questions?
Chair Miller, may I speak?
Yes, Commissioner Janke.
Yeah, first of all, I just want to thank Crystal for making this perhaps possible if the board agrees. I know that Christy, as in our veteran services programming, was just so excited about the possibility of being able to get veterans to their medical appointments. That's the primary purpose for this. And then finding out that there was also would also perhaps be a paratransit vehicle available. The county will work through a subcontracting process to do that, and that has also been aligned with Helping Hands Food Bank program. So that's the path, is that the transit can do a government to government transfer. And then some operational costs and the actual driving will be coordinated with our veterans office and Helping Hands. So there's the rest of the story, but really, I think a really good story in total.
Commissioner Browning?
Yeah, it was about 10 years ago, we finally got good veteran services in this county. Prior to that, we didn't have any. People had to go to Seattle, but the missing link for this whole thing has been transportation. That yes, we have veteran services, but people are still having a hard time getting to those veteran services, even those within our county. So thank you. This would be a really tremendous improvement. This would get us to the point where veterans could really have the services they need.
We're happy to do it. Thank you. Pending board approval.
Yes. Let's see, Commissioner Stavig and then, Councilmember Stavig and then Commissioner Wiesen.
So what was the purpose of this vehicle before? I mean, what was it used for if it's not a?
Question. Prior to this, it was a ride share or a van pull vehicle that we've received replacement vehicles for. So like it says, it's going to be decommissioned anyways. And if the board doesn't approve it, it'll just go to auction.
So we have ride share vehicles now, are they the van?
Do. This was a replacement vehicle.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Commissioner Wiesen?
Yeah, because I'm one of the county commissioners and theoretically this is SCAT board giving to the county commissioners, I'm going to recuse myself on this just because I think it's a conflict of interest.
Can I just ask a process question on that? I can't see in the room. So if all three commissioners withdraw, if we all abstain, do you still have a quorum to vote?
Yeah, that's a good question. Laura's doing some math for me right now. And the answer is yes, we still have a quorum.
Okay, then I will join that recusal. Yes, thank you.
We have Mayor Johnson.
Okay. And we still have Councilmember Vandersloot on the plane, we think. So we're probably good. All right, but I'll just need Commissioner Brown, are you also going to abstain from the vote? All right, still looking for a motion though.
Make a motion to approve the transfer of Skagit Transit Vehicle 1018 to Skagit County Government.
And this is Mayor Johnson. I'll second that.
Okay, motion by Mayor Donovan, a second by Mayor Johnson to approve the van donation. Any additional discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Say no. And please note the 3 abstentions from the county commissioners. All right, on to item 7, information items. Crystal, CEO update.
Okay, for MOA2, work is progressing. The contractor has not provided a new completion date, but I'm hoping to get more information on the scheduled delays at the next meeting, which is next Wednesday. The new architect has completed the draft 60% A&E design. We've asked for a few modifications rather, and should have them by the next design meeting. So I'll just continue. If someone has questions, please stop me. Recruitments, we are still working through the Department of Finance recruitment. We're trying to coordinate schedules for second interviews, and I want to thank Commissioner Janicki for her assistance. It's sitting on the interview panel, as well as Mayor Donovan for allowing Steve Sexton to help us. Our new project manager started yesterday. We threw him into the fire on his first day and had him attend our design meeting with the new architect firm. We also spent some time reviewing other projects that he will be working on, and we're happy to have him finally on board. Our planning and outreach supervisor starts May 1st. She will be here for orientation for a couple of days, but then after that, we'll be allowed to work remotely for up to a few weeks while she works on securing housing and getting moved to the area. We started a new bus driver class on Tuesday, April 15th. We have 6 students in the class. 2 of them came fully licensed to us and will be fast-tracked through our training program. The other 4 will have to go through the full class. Sorry, it's another question. For the long-range transit plan, community events, long-range transit plan, we have completed our official outreach for phase 1 of our long-range transit plan. In addition to the 11 public outreach meetings we held, we also had 1 for government agencies and nonprofit organizations in March. We had great participation from our community partners, including all 3 commissioners. Thank you. Anacortes council member and a representative from this Washington state, just to name a few. I also gave a presentation to the Anacortes City Council meeting on April 15th. Unfortunately, Mayor Miller was not there to join us. After the meeting, the Director of Planning, Community and Economic Development Director reached out to me and offered Skagit Transit the opportunity to participate in their comprehensive plan update. I'm looking forward to that collaboration. I am also scheduled to give a presentation for the long-range transit plan to the commissioners in May. Skagit Transit hosted the blood bank at Skagit Station on April 11th, and I am pleased to report that we were able to fill, or they rather were able to fill all open slots and receive the much needed blood donations. Next community event, we will have a booth and a bus at the Anacortes Earth Day on Saturday, April 20th from 4 to 8 p.m. April 19th and 20th is the Veteran Stand Down event at the Mount Vernon Fairgrounds. All individuals stating that they will be going to the event will be allowed to ride the bus for free, and the board approved that a couple of months ago. Also, we will be hosting a CAC educational event on Wednesday, May 8th, 2024. Our marketing and public affairs coordinator will be taking the CAC members on a trip on our 615 out to LaConner. I think they're looking forward to that. And lastly, for events is we will have a booth at the Hispanic Resource Fair on May 11th at the Burlington High School. There's no questions on that. I'll move on to our triennial. We have not received any requests for additional information from the FTA, which is always a good sign. They are still scheduled to be on site June 25th and 26th. Governance Committee update. The board has already approved 6 policies via consent today. We are making progress with additional policies, but the progress has been a bit slow due to difficulties coordinating everyone's schedules for the meetings. We will keep forging until all policies are updated and or new policies drafted. Our next meeting is scheduled for Friday, April 26th. The legislative conference. So I was allowed to go to the legislative conference last week in Washington, D.C. It was a great experience for the agency. I had the opportunity, there was a lot of people from the FTA, the Federal Transit Authority there. Some from the governance or the appropriations rather committee. And I had an opportunity, they were one of the presenters, and I had an opportunity to speak to them after, talk to them about our project, provide handouts, and really talk about how our project is shovel ready. One of the common themes that kept coming up at the conference was that there's all of this money that has been appropriated through the bipartisan infrastructure law, but that they can't get the money out the door fast enough. So I was able to talk to a lot of the folks that get to make those decisions at the conference. And after, I was able to meet with Senator Cantwell's office. I didn't get to meet with her directly, but I was able to meet with her staff and provide some information and handouts. I did get to meet with Representative Rick Larson and talk to him about our project, provide handouts, and also in addition to the RAISE grant, everyone that I talked to, I let them know that we applied for the RAISE grant, the $19.5 million RAISE grant. And we also did direct appropriations requests through Rick Larson and Senator Murray's office. So I was able to talk to everyone to include, I had the opportunity to meet with Senator Murray and talk about our project. And I left that conference and the meeting with the individuals that I mentioned, feeling very confident that being able to have the opportunity to have face-to-face interactions with them, talk about our project, what we're trying to accomplish, but most importantly, talk about how our project is shovel ready and that we can spend the money as soon as they give it to us. I felt really confident that hopefully we secured the funds that we need for moving this building forward. So thank you, Mayor Miller, for allowing me to go to that. I appreciate it. Speaking of, and that was hosted by APTA, the American Public Transportation Association. So APTA will be hosting a transit board members and board administrators seminar in San Jose, July 13th through the 16th. They will be addressing a number of topics to include board governance and policy development. And I think especially since we're going through updating all of our policies, I think this would be a great opportunity for especially our board chair and vice chair, which he's not able to go, but a great opportunity for any of our board members to attend. In addition to the fact that I think it would be great for you guys just to meet and collaborate with other board members of transit agencies. There was actually quite a few board members that were at the legislative conference, and it was great, not only me being able to interact with them, but them being able to interact with board members from other transit agencies as well. If anyone is interested in attending, please reach out to myself or Laura to get that scheduled for you. Per our bylaws and policy, this cost will be covered by Skagit Transit. So far, Mayor Miller is the only one booked to attend. Councilmember Stavik has expressed an interest in going. So please get with Laura to get that scheduled. And if there's anybody else that would like to know, please reach out to either Laura or myself so that we can get you booked to go. And that's all I have. Thank you.
All right. So I just want to highlight a couple of things there besides that trip, which I think it's a great opportunity, certainly for our municipalities. We're working through our comprehensive planning and tying it into the long range transit planning. And then again, getting smart on that take more than a conference for me to get smart on everything transit, but I think it'll help as we move forward, especially as we're working the governance stuff, which reminds me to thank Commissioner Browning and Mayor Aslett for helping out as we move forward with getting our governance correct. And then getting the project manager on board, I think we move MOA in a positive direction. So I'm counting on that happening. But any questions for Crystal from the CEO update, Mr. Wiesen?
On the public outreach, the meetings you've had, is there any surprises that have come up or something that you weren't expecting? I've been to a couple of them, but I'm just curious what the other ones are.
Yeah, you got to hear that presentation a couple of times, haven't you? No, nothing really surprising. Kind of what I was already expecting when I brought the consultant on. We're hearing a lot of folks say that they want later service, better weekend service. The microtransit idea has become, a lot of people are excited about that. Mayor Donovan actually in one of his, what was it, Coffee with the Mayor or some kind of event that he did, he engaged with a community member that had some really great feedback that he shared with Mayor Donovan, and Mayor Donovan passed on to us, and I subsequently passed on to our consultant. So no, nothing really surprising, but since it's been a long time since we've done it and ridership really has changed with public transportation, I thought this was a great opportunity for us to bring a professional consultant on to help us through this process. And I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but we have partnered with SCOG on some of the studies that they've already completed. We'll be looking at the Anacortes comprehensive plan, the Skagit County. I know you guys are getting ready to update your comprehensive plan too. So we're doing our best to take all community partners to include our government agencies into consideration when making the changes that our community needs.
All right. Anything else?
Okay.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I'm interested in the classes that you do, these bus classes. You said you got 6 students.
You want to be a bus driver?
No.
They're hiring.
Do you do these? Do you outsource these classes or they're done in-house?
Nope, we have we have a training team. 2 of our staff are certified to license students coming in that are not licensed with the commercial license. So yeah, if you want to be a bus driver, I will connect you with my lovely Director of Human Resources. And
Oh, yeah. Well, how long does a class take? Like you got 6 students in a class that are hopefully gonna be certified bus drivers, that the plan, right?
if they have to go through if they come in licensed, we can kind of fast track them, and I think they're able to get through in 6 or 8 weeks. If they have to go through the full class and we license them, it's more like 10 to 12 weeks.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Before we go on to item 7B. Crystal, you still got this one?
Yeah, clarification on the jail policy. Colleen Kennedy brought up an issue with she thought there was an issue with the jail policy, so I just want to provide some clarification on that. The policy was drafted correctly. The board report could have had some more clarifying information in it. So just for clarification on that, the policy was correct. Employees will only be able to sell back GL for eligible, into their eligible retirement accounts.
Questions there? All right, 7C, all staff meeting satisfaction survey results.
I really hadn't planned on going through this. This was
Okay.
just for your information, for your reading pleasure. I know you guys have a lot of time to look through this. So we just did a survey after the all employee meeting to garner feedback from our employees, what they liked, what they didn't like. So we'll definitely, I wanted to provide it to the board so that they knew that we are engaging with staff, and also let you know that we will definitely be looking at some of the suggestions and recommendations made by staff as we plan next year's all employee meeting.
Yeah.
This class, what are all the blanks? I mean, like number 2 is blank, number 7 and 8 is blank. There's like.
What are you looking at specifically?
And Colleen, could you turn your microphone on so everybody can hear you? That's okay. Well,
I
the
can answer that question.
people online.
I mean, the summary of the survey is awesome, the comments and stuff, but they're.
So the blanks are if a person turned in a survey and didn't answer that particular question, we left it blank just to keep a tally of how many surveys we received. So if someone turned it in, didn't answer question number 1, but answered everything else, we marked their responses, but just didn't mark anything for their form for that question.
We're happy to have any offline conversations with you if you want, so we can go over the results of the survey.
No, I know, I mean, I'm not questioning that. I was just wondering, like I said last month, this was why they were blanks, because I mean, if one person didn't answer number 2, I'm assuming somebody else did. So why wouldn't there be a comment for number 2? You know, I mean.
If you need more clarification, I can talk to you after and show you how we did it.
How were these distributed to the employees? Oh. Yeah, it looks pretty positive, I would say, on most of these. Yeah, yeah.
All right, any other questions about the survey? All right, move on to item 7D. Judy, are you on?
She left a message in the chat. She had to leave.
Oh.
She just has the report in there for you to review.
Okay, so the report is available or if anybody has any questions. All right, we will move on to 7E, which is March ridership.
So I'll just make a brief comment on ridership. We're still down about 35% on our fixed ridership. Our paratransit ridership has almost fully recovered. That the fixed route ridership being down so low is one of the reasons that I think it's a great idea that we're doing this long range transit plan right now. Throughout the industry, a lot of transit agencies have fully recovered and we have not. So this will be a great opportunity for us to figure out why we haven't recovered like many of the transit agencies have. The other thing you'll notice is we don't have the full ridership report a lot. Usually there's a lot more information that breaks down like price per ride per route and such. We have someone that's in that role as an interim as we work to fill the planning and outreach supervisor position. So once we get someone on board and teach them how to do those reports, these will be much more comprehensive. That's really all I have to say.
We're still able to track the big number, though.
Yeah, so we, that's a great question. So we do have our, 2023 ridership numbers. Chris has been working really hard the last couple of weeks, along with Marcy, our grants, manager, getting our NTD, our National Transit Database report, submitted to the FTA. And those are the numbers that they'll look at. It's a lot of information, some of which feels like we provide many times to many agencies, but it's financials, it's, fuel usage, it's our TAM plan, it's ridership numbers, and they'll use that to determine our funding for next year. So that's due April 30th. And I think we plan to have it submitted by the end of this, week. Oh, well,
By the 30th. We'll
well,
have it submitted by the
we'll
deadline.
talk later.
There's a desire to have it early.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right. Thank you.
Any questions about the ridership numbers? All right, item 8 is adjournment, and if there are no objections, I will adjourn the board meeting. We're adjourned.